Welcome back to Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker, the weekly radio show that informs and educates you on how to buy or sell real estate with Barb Schlinker, the owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Now, selling your home for more money and doing it at the right price with less hassle. What should people know about that? And what can you especially tell new and younger buyers?
Well, Richard, I think when people sell a home, they don't do it every day. I mean, I would say a majority of people stay in their homes for at least 10 years, sometimes longer. I've met quite a few people that have never sold a home before, so it's a first time experience for them. And it's not as simple as like going to CarMax and selling your home and they just cut you a check. I wish it was. That would be so fun. And maybe it'll come to that someday. But it's probably the most important decision that a would-be home seller would make first is to make sure they pick the right agent to handle the sale. There's a huge difference between real estate agents and the results that they get for their clients. And I think that the problem is with the industry in general is there's just no standardization, right? You go to real estate school and you learn really the legal aspect of it and how to keep the broker out of legal trouble. And there's a little bit on forms, but there's not a lot of training on the things that the consumers expect us to know, which would be how to prepare the home to get the most amount of money, how to market the home to attract the most buyers, how to make the process easy, less amount of hassle, and how to get it to the finish line and closing, all while doing things like negotiating, handling objections, and keeping the buyers and the buyer's agents from putting the deal in doubt. I deal with this every single day. I'll go under contract, the sellers are happy. Okay, now they got to move. Now they got to plan to their next destination. What do they do now? And the buyer does an inspection and they're like, well, we want a new roof and we want you to do this, right? And so they put the whole deal in doubt and they continually do this throughout the transaction. So just to put this in perspective, for most people, moving is not easy. Okay. I don't care where you're moving. It's just not easy, right? And if you're selling a house and moving and committing to another house at your destination, and all the while you're doing that, you've got some real estate agent and their buyer pick, pick, pick. We want this, we want that, we want more money, we want more concessions, we want more repairs. I'm not buying unless I get this. That is the normal process that I have to deal with. And I actually had an agent on the carpet today going, I have to prevent you from making it a bad experience for my client because they blew past a deadline and then they wanted to put the deal in doubt again because they missed a deadline. I'm like, that's not my problem. You have to deal with that. But you can't make your contract contingent on your buyer blowing up the deal over this anymore because that ship sailed. And he didn't understand it. It was like, oh, but this is what I do. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to allow you to make this a bad experience for my client. And they don't think anything of it because they are protecting their clients. I've had them call attorneys over fights over $200 used refrigerators. They're insane. I'm just saying. So I try to keep the insanity away from the sellers and try to keep them focused. So one of the things that comes up in a typical transaction is they do an inspection and they ask for stuff. So at this point, the seller who has to move has already made plans to go to another state and buy another home. And so they're asking me, should we not do that now? Should we wait? I said, we're going to get this resolved. Don't worry about it. But, some agents are just over the top on trying to get stuff. So we're having a roof contest. Now, the county was on the roof a month ago. An inspector was on the roof a month ago. There hasn't been any hailstorms. And now all of a sudden they want the seller to file an insurance claim. Now, when you file an insurance claim, it counts against your insurance. It actually drives your insurance cost up. And I'm like, no, we're not doing that. We're going to bring out the roofer, as I said, that put the roof on and make any recommended repairs to certify it. But we're not going to file a claim on a roof that's 2 years old. That's insane. Unless they had a big monster hailstorm and there was new damage, which there hasn't been. So I think um, I think that they just kind of glom on, the buyer's agents glom on to whatever the inspector says is what must be true. Yet inspectors are not roofers, they're not licensed, they're not qualified to do anything. Some of them get an online certification. So they're really bad about kind of these inspectors will like give their opinions, and their opinion really wasn't that bad about the roof, but the agent's taken it to a new level to protect their client, right? So different agents have different approaches to how to get it to the finish line. Some of the agents are top producers, some have a good track record, while others only sell a home. In fact, a majority of agents sell 3 or less homes a year. So this is all they have. They may not intentionally be trying to blow it up, but they think they're protecting their clients and they think that's what their job is, merely because in this industry, there is no job description. There is no, you're supposed to do this and I'm supposed to do that. It just doesn't exist. So it gets very interesting to see what happens. Agents that only sell 3 or 4 homes a year often will lack an advertising budget. So if you're thinking of hiring an agent just because you know them, how do you know they have the resources to really promote your home? The deal I was just talking about had multiple offers. And it's the real estate agent that you're hiring. It's not the brokerage, it's that particular agent. So most sellers are kind of afraid to ask the question, well, how many homes have you sold last year or last month or in the area? They don't ask it. And not all real estate agents are equally qualified to market a home, to find that special buyer who'll pay more than anybody else for your current home. Now, it's true that all real estate agents have a license, but it's also true that not all real estate agents are marketing experts. And we've absolutely pioneered some programs, our unique consumer programs, that are not offered by other real estate companies. That way, the home sellers get superior service. And we use technology, we use our knowledge and our expertise to try to get the best results on every transaction. So before you select a real estate agent, let's take a look at some of the common mistakes that I see that most home sellers use to select an agent. Many of them just go with the one that they know. Oh, so-and-so used so-and-so. But they may not be the one that's most qualified to get the seller the highest price. Or some will go with the agent that charges the lowest commission. Now, I had a home seller do that a couple years back where they hired somebody with the lowest commission, and the sellers vacated the home. So that was very expensive for them to have this big high-end home empty while they're trying to sell it. So the months went by and nothing happened. And they hired me. This agent was so discount that he made the seller pay for their own pictures, which worked out for me later because the seller paid for the pictures, I had him get the pictures from that agent. And we went on to sell that same home just a few months later, multiple offers for, I think it was like 60,000 over asking price. So that's one thing that can make a difference. And then how to choose an agent is really should be based on who has the best marketing plan to attract the right buyers and who can sell your home for the highest price and net you the most amount of money. So if you are thinking of making a move and you would like to talk to us about what we do to get homes sold, one of the things that we do is we take a look at your home. We'll go over give you a really good idea what your home will sell for, give you tips on what to do and what not to do to get your house ready for sale, and then give you a good idea of the price range and how much you'll put in your pocket when it sells. All you need to do to make that happen is give us a call at 719-301-3900 or go to barbhasthebuyers.com. My name is Barb Schlinker. I'm the broker owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Barb has a buyers team, and we're talking about how to sell a home for the most money at the right price with the least hassle. And next up, we're going to talk about how to be guaranteed to get the highest price and the best service when selling your home. So if you are thinking of making a move, and one of the things that we can do is get you multiple cash offers on your home. That's one option. Home sellers that have more options, more offers, more opportunities tend to net the most money when they sell. So give us a call at 719-301-3900 or go to barbhasthebuyers.com. Richard?
You're listening to Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker of Your Home Sold, Guaranteed Realty. And if you're thinking of making a move, call Barb at 719-301-3900 or visit barbhasthebuyers.com. Barb, what are some other key ways that home sellers can be sure they made the right choice when selling one of the largest assets somebody ever has, their home?
Well, Richard, a lack of communication is typically the largest complaint that both buyers and sellers have about the real estate process. And what we do is we set ourselves apart from by providing our clients with written communication, imagery of all the marketing. What's the market doing? What are other homes that are selling? What's going on if it's not selling right away? And we also provide a written communication as well as a satisfaction guarantee that if you're not happy, you can either make a change or we'll give you actually a concession at closing. We can't just sound great today to get your business. We must do a great job every day to keep your business. That's what's absolutely critical. And that's what we strive to do day in and day out in our business. So, after taking a look at your home, what we're going to do is give you a really good idea of which type of buyer would pay a premium for your home, because that's the buyer that you want. And the first step is absolutely free. We start with an over the phone consultation where I get to hear about, tell me about your home, the improvements that you've done in your home, where you think the value is on your home, what your goals are, when are you planning to make a move, and then give us a bit of information about all these things. And then if you decide to go to the next step, we set up a time to come take a look at your home, and we'll give you tips on what to do and what not to do to get the most amount of money when you sell your home, and then give you a range of a recommended asking price. And then we'll go over a net sheet and give you an idea of exactly how much you'll put in your pocket when it sells after all expenses. And we even show up with multiple preliminary cash offers. So give us a call at 719-301-3900. Richard?
You're listening to Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker, host of the program and owner proprietor of Your Home Sold, Guaranteed Realty. If you are thinking of making a move, call Barb at 719-301-3900 or visit barbhasthebuyers.com. This discussion dovetails in with the next topic. When we come back, we're going to be discussing how to get multiple offers when you're selling your home.